Rico, 3 points and a clean sheet. How do you assess that game this afternoon?
Yeah, it was a good game. I mean, we changed formation and it paid off.
How much confidence does it give you as a defensive unit having Neil up top? Because obviously if you keep it tight and do your jobs, you know that he can score at any time.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, our job is to keep tight at the back and counter-attack when we need to, and done the job today.
You mentioned the switch in formation there in your first answer. How do you feel that you adapted to that as a group?
Yeah, we adapted well. We worked on it in training. 5 at the back, me pushing on, Mo pushing on, and it paid off today.
Tyreek Mitchell was supposed to be Jamaica's main left-back option. However, that was only a dream. And knowing now that only the likes of an Amari'i and Leigh being available, are these two players good enough? Well, inconsistency waves over their heads. And with the likes of Rico Henry being a player who expressed interest in representing Jamaica in the past, could he be the man to help Jamaica secure a spot in the World Cup? Well, join Premier 7 right now for the big chat. Good things come to those who wait, but better things come to those who work for it. This is a quote written by Walton Recruitment Limited, as it links directly to the growing concern as to whether or not Jamaica would be strong enough, or even say good enough, to make it to the World Cup. I mean, we understand that Mason Greenwood documentations have been finalized, and he is now waiting on his passport. But one man doesn't play football. However, he could assist in giving Jamaica that chance to go to the World Cup. But remember, defense plays a key part as to how football should go. And for me, I want to focus directly at this stage on the left back position. And of course, the topic is all about, could Rico Henry instantly upgrade Jamaica's left back position? That's a question, because no matter how good a player is, injuries or system, as two examples, could restrict him from becoming that player. However, this guy, I believe that he have some qualities that Jamaica team needs. Of course, people, as you can see above, Premier 7 have 2,031 subscribers. So, I mean, if you're new, please go ahead and subscribe. The channel is on the road to 3,000 subscribers. It would be massive if I could achieve this before the end of July. And if not, I mean, you guys can continue to support, just like those persons who have already been supporting. So for those persons who have been supporting, continue to support by sharing the content, commenting, and liking, so that YouTube can push this video out there. Now, the importance of today's video is about Rico Henry. I want to talk about him just a little bit, what makes him special, do a comparison with him and Leigh, and also, before concluding, I want to talk about what he would add to the national team. So people, so far so good. If you are excited about Rico Henry becoming a possible left-back option for Jamaica, go ahead, drop your comment, smash a like on the video right away so that others can become engaged and participate. Flashback to the past. You're seeing now on screen that Rico Henry expressed his interest to represent the Jamaica men's national team. And from we realize that a player have such interest, we should be happy that we don't have to force ourselves to, get him in or to force him to join. And I just want to let you know, people, that this player is one that have the experience that Jamaica would have needed to even qualify for the World Cup easier. Now, the news being shared in the past stated that Rico Henry, a Brentford left back, has expressed interest in representing Jamaica national football team, also known as the Reggae Boyz. The interest is part of a broader effort by Jamaica to recruit English-born players with Jamaican heritage to strengthen their 2026 World Cup bid. While Henry has shown interest, his commitment to the national program will be a key factor in his selection. Well, that looks quite decent. That looks a bit motivative. Now, who is Rico Henry? I mean, you guys know that Rico Henry is a representative of the Brentford club, and he's a left back. Those two things are key. And to provide you with more details, this guy is 28 years old, so he's getting closer and closer to his prime age, if 28 isn't already a prime age. However, for him, he have a lot of Premier League experience, been in the Premier League for more than 2 seasons. I mean, very explosive, is defensive aware, and his ball control is appreciated. Now, we understood that he missed a lot of the latest season in 2024-25 due to injuries. However, before that, this guy was a very decent player for Brentford. And we have to understand that sometimes injuries is what prevents or restrict players from doing their best. However, I think that with this guy in the national team, he could at least be a starter, even though my dream player was, as what I expressed earlier out, was to be a Tarek Mitchell. However, not all persons who we wish to get, we will receive. But a Rico Henry could be a possible upgrade for the national team. So on screen, you're seeing that not only him being a left back is the main option that he could play, but as a left midfielder, would we want to see him play in the midfield? Only if Jamaica doesn't have any option. But the left back is where I would love to see this player play because it is his best role. And knowing that this guy have the experience of playing in, let's say, the best league, as what many persons would conclude to say, we saw now that even though injury is one of the major concern, is he injury prone? I would not say that, but injuries will come. And he played only, I think, 4 games, as you are seeing on screen here. That really and truly shows that we would love to see more of the player. So in that case, I am going to show you more based on what he has contributed to Brentford in the past as a player. Because I think that this guy is the option that Jamaica can look at to help us to go further and further. Not all persons who had the dream to play in the Premier League would have even get a chance to play 81 games. And seeing that Rico Henry has played for a Brentford team, which is a middle table team, it proves that he has contributed significantly well to the team. So you're seeing 81 appearances, 3 goals, 3 assists. That is coming from a left back. And some left back hasn't even scored a goal as yet and somewhat played the same amount of games. But the ratings in that case entirely is 6.5, which shows that this guy is more than just an average player. Now, does this say a lot as to whether or not we should go in for this player? Well, I think that seeing that he's not of the older age and he's even younger than who we have at left back, he been more experienced, being able to play in different situations in the best league in the world in quotation. I think that he should be Jamaica's, I won't say main option, but be in the squad that could help Jamaica go to the World Cup and boost the defensive line. Now, we know that he's eligible. We know that he can play football. But how about talking about what makes him special? What makes this guy special? Well, everyone have their own strengths and weaknesses. And to me, what makes this guy special is that he does provide space and recovery speed. So one of the fastest fullbacks in England is Rico Henry, and his recovery speed is very quick. He supports the counter, for which I think that Jamaica could focus on doing some more, and he shouts down attack quite often. In 2024-25 season, he averaged 2.3 tackles and won. He won that. and 1.5 interceptions per 90, which shows that this guy is reliable. Also, by way of nature, is calm, and he really gets caught out. His ball retention is quite decent, along with composure. That is 84% of his passes are completed, and his confidence has shown that with this being a part of him, pressure is not really his issue. Just to recover from his injuries, really. And team building is something that he focused mainly on. Also, he would provide that balance and that defensive capability. Well, balance would include attacking and defense, and he fits right into the gap of that. We understand that he can play in the left midfield role as well, which shows that should in case Jamaica falls short of midfielders as to what we understand that we have already, he could somewhat help to balance that area. But let's focus on him being a defender. So he's not a player who's going to bomb forward as a reckless forward and just decide to sit back when there's a need to step as a defender. So he would not be the guy to leave his defensive line exposed, and seeing that he's left-footed, and I think that with the experience that he have playing alongside Ethan Pinnock in the past, it would be like a win-win for him playing for Jamaica. Now let's do a comparison with him alongside Amari'i Bell and Greg Leigh. I went ahead to see if I can find the best seasons for them. Amari'i Bell for Luton Town in the Premier League and League One Greg Leigh. So I'm trying to match up the best of the best seasons. Not to say that there hasn't been seasons for which one may perform better in certain variables, but I want to focus on the best one with the ratings. So all of them is above 6.69, right? We can understand that this guy is more expensive based on market value, and the height goes more in favor of Greg Leigh and Amari'i Bell. So those two players would be better aerially, but when it comes on to pace and balance, I think Rico Henry would edge them. You're seeing on the heat map there that more so closer to the left back option, Amari'i Bell would be more capable, or he has been around that side more. But going forward, he's not the best. Unlike a Greg Leigh, who is more so balanced based on his time at Oxford, balancing the defense and the midfield, and also the forward chances that he get to bomb forward. Rico Henry is somewhat the same. So if we should eliminate one, it has to be Amari'i Bell, because he's not that person who provides that balance, unlike a Greg Leigh and a Rico Henry. Now, scrolling down, we're seeing that in terms of total minutes played, minutes per game, appearances, without a doubt, based on the 2022-23 season, Rico Henry stats would have outdone both Leigh and Bell, seeing that he has played more. So he has contributed a lot more in terms of reliability. So we can understand that. But goals, Greg Leigh. Expected goals, though, you're seeing Rico Henry. And it shows that this guy have an eye to score goals. Knowing that he's a left back, I remember saying that this guy provides the balance and the shape that the team would need necessarily. It shows that his expected goals and even assist has outdone both Amari'i Bell and Greg Leigh. So the reliable stats or the reliable information shared here proves how consistent and reliable this guy has been for his club in 2023 season. But knowing that injuries affected him in the past, he is on the verge of recovering, or I think he has recovered, getting stronger. It shows that he would have even been better. Maybe he would have had a move away from even Brentford as well. In terms of passing accuracy, he made an assist as well. Seeing that he's a left back, but he can assist per game. He stood out of the two expected assists. He's still standing out. Big chance created. He still stands out. But in a defensive shape now, Amari'i Bell is the man. As what I've said before, looking on the map, Amari'i Bell focus, or it proves that he's better in that, let's say, left midfield role or left back position when it comes on to becoming more defensive. So we're seeing the differences, and the stats are backing up what I am saying here. But based on completeness, people, we have to agree that Rico Henry is the better option should Jamaica get him in, because he would improve the national team. So for speed, to let you know based on the attributes, Rico Henry, his speed is more so elite compared to Amari'i being decent and Greg Leigh being good. Defensive IQ, even though you're seeing the stats there for or the details for Amari'i and as well as Greg Leigh, it proves that defensively Amari'i is more so solid. Greg Leigh is somewhat inconsistent, but Rico Henry has the potential to become very high as a rated defender. I mean, based on exposure, Greg Leigh is known for being poor tracking back. National team, it shows that he has improved, but Rico Henry is disciplined, and Amari'i sometimes is being exposed. For crossing, it's a hit and miss for Bill. Greg Leigh, good with wild deliveries, and Amari'i is, you know, Amari'i hit and miss, right? Smart and clean for Rico Henry. And based on the experience of the players, we know that both Amari'i and Leigh plays for Jamaica, so they're exposed in the Gold Cup, but one plays in the championship. In the Premier League at once, that was Amari'i, known for being a championship player, League One and Scotland League for a Greg Leigh. But Rico Henry is the best option when it comes on to having more experience and exposure in the Premier League. So, what does this guy in Rico Henry would add to the national team? Stability, based on the heat map, shows that defensively he's stable. Even though he hasn't played in the Gold Cup, the Premier League is a tougher league than the Gold Cup. And seeing that there has been an improvement in the CONCACAF region, he would add that quickness that Jamaica would need to recover if we slip up defensively. Seeing that the CONCACAF region is blessed now or has improved with wingers and teams are better in terms of chemistry and position, he would have contributed to Jamaica better in a defensive shape. He would provide attacking freedom for the likes of hopefully a Mason Greenwood, Leon Bailey, or Amari'i Gray, even Ronaldo Cephas, seeing that he would more so like say tuck in and feed them with the ball from a wider angle, and also supplying the ball to the likes of the forward. Hopefully we get a Tyrese Campbell or a Keenan Davis, who I think would serve quite well for the national team, having services from a person in a Rico Henry who could assist in the rightful way. And I mean, this guy's not somebody who panics to clear the ball or to provide confidence to the national team. He's not a vocal person based on experience, but how he plays shows that he's a very not physical, but a very fast and quick and not afraid to explode on the pitch. He would provide that clearance in mind for the national team. And seeing that his confidence is something that we always talk about, or I have talked about, it shows that he is what Jamaica would need. All right. Tactical flexibility. I mentioned that he can play in the midfield as well as a left wing. Not as a left wing. He's capable to do that, hopefully. But we don't need him to be a left winger. But in the left midfield, he can do that role to some extent. But the balance that he provides, attacking wise and defensive wise, being a left back as well, he would not be exposed in the team so easily. So he, to me, if not being selected, I think he would be a missed option for Jamaica based on the fact that he has expressed interest in the past and that he have the experience to play in the Premier League. The main concern was the injury, but not in terms of quality. So people, what do you think about Rico Henry? Instant Leigh upgrade the national team at left back. Do you think he is capable of doing that? Well, persons will be saying he doesn't have his passport, but guess what? Jamaica still have the chance to get him in. So, I mean, let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section. And remember, people, Premier 7 wants to hit that 3,000 subscription mark. So don't forget to follow the page or the channel, that is, and let me know what your views are on this video and others.